What's up, people? It's Monday, a marvelous Monday, August 25th. We have football coming in hot. College this weekend. It's Labor Day weekend. Salute to everybody that's having a good time this weekend. I hope everybody have a nice, safe, good time. But football is coming in, man. 10 days from now, we're going to have my team dropping that banner down on the Cowgirls, September the 4th. Can't wait for that. And we're back. It feels like a long time, but now it's this close. You get real excited. Got a lot of things going on in my household, decor, things of that nature. But we're going to get right into it. So we got 3 topics today. We're going to talk about something I seen on Get Up this morning about over the last, from 2000 to 2020, out of 60 drafted quarterbacks, only 30 made it to their second contract. AFC North, NFC North, DraftKings QB wide receiver duel, and Shedeur versus Arch Manning. Not in the atmosphere, not nowhere. You're going to hear it here first. Just my insight and my take on it. So, this is the Philly Will Spiel, the place where we talk about sports and we do not give it to you like people on TV. We don't constantly keep covering this. I don't constantly keep covering the same team over and over and over. You done heard for the last 2 weeks like it's not 32 teams in the NFL. I don't give it to you scripted. I don't give it to you gimmicky, nothing but straight off the top of my head with my own work and how I feel. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Let's get straight into it. So, first topic. Get Up this morning had some homework done where they looked at the quarterbacks that was drafted from 2000 to 2020 who made it to their second contract, and only 30 of the 60, which is 50%, made it. So I was like, wow, that is crazy. So I wanted to just do a little small spiel on organizations have a major impact on the success of quarterbacks more than what's being perceived in the past umpteen quarterbacks that's been drafted, even up to 2025. So here's what I want to do, what I want to tell you. So I ain't gonna go over all the organizations that's known to draft consecutive quarterbacks and don't get it right, but I'm just gonna go over a few that we know is accurate. Okay, so the Panthers in that time span, 8 quarterbacks didn't make it to the second contract, their second contract. Browns, 8. Jets, 13. Bears, 4. Dolphins, 5. People, it is crazy to see this number and know that the organizations don't have as much onus put on them as they need to be. Why? They're the organization. Owner owns the team. General manager manages the team. General manager might get swapped out every 4 years. He might get swapped out every 8 years if you don't get it right, depending on the organization. But these organizations need to take some ownership in drafting quarterbacks and not putting people around them so they can be good. And I'm talking about coaches, assistant coaches, and I'm talking about player personnel. It's not just on the quarterback. You get the Browns. If you was drafted to go to the Browns, would you want to go there? No. If you was drafted and went to the Jets, would you want to go there? No. If you was drafted and went to the Panthers, would you want to go there? No. If you was drafted and went to the Saints, unless you was a position player, you was a quarterback post Drew Brees, would you want to go there? No. Broncos post John Elway? No. Dolphins post Dan Marino? No. Why? Because they keep getting it wrong, and on top of them getting it wrong, they're not supporting the quarterback. So, organizations, NFL, teams, get it right, man. It's not just the quarterback. Perfect example to the second point of my take or my spiel. Baker Mayfield, Cleveland Browns. He at Tampa Bay right now, and he look good and been looking good. Let's get another one. Geno Smith, Jets. Went to Seattle, now he with the Raiders. Looking good. Them organizations get it wrong too, y'all. That's my spiel on that. Next topic. AFC, NFC, DraftKings, quarterback, wide receiver duel. So DraftKings put out who has the best rankings of the AFC and NFC QB wide receiver duel. So let's go to the NFC first. I'm not going to do the whole slide. I'm just going to go probably like the first 10 teams. So they got Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown first. Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin second. Goff, Amarant third. Stafford, Puka fourth. Prescott, CeeDee Lamb 5. Baker Mayfield 6 with Mike Evans. Jordan Love 7 with Reed. J.J. McCarthy 8 with Justin Jefferson. Then you got Purdy and Ayuk, Wilson and Malik Neighbors, even though Jackson Dart should be in there, but that's who's starting. And the list goes on and on and on. So top 10, definitely don't have a problem with the number 1. Here's what I didn't like when I watched this on Nightcap last night. I think they made their take specifically off of stats because they was talking about Jalen Hurts throwing it to A.J. Brown. When I look at this ranking, I look at this off threats. Who's the better threat? Because he had, I think it was the PPR, whatever that was, cover A.J. Brown to be the number 1 wide receiver against single coverage. So I look at this as a threat. Yes, Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown, who going to line up with them two? A.J. going to go crazy. Terry McLaurin, I wouldn't put him in front of Amarant and Goff because Amarant runs a better route tree than Terry. Terry really just a gusto wide receiver. If you don't get it in the gusto or a quick screen, he not like that. So Amarant would be number 3. Let's see. I'll take Puka and Matthew Stafford, number 4. Dak and CD had one good year. Puka did too, so I'll get them a tie. Tie for 4th. 5th, I will give it to, I probably would keep it how it is. I'll keep it how it is because J.J. McCarthy and Justin, as much as I want to bump them up the list, they haven't played together yet, so you can't see it. So I'm going to have to leave it like that. Going to the next one, AFC. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, hands down, they're number 1. Patrick Mahomes and Rashee Rice, Rashee played half a season last year, so got to bump up Lamar and Zay Flowers to number 2. Then I'm going to bump Nico Collins and C.J. Stroud to number 3. Then I'll put Patrick and Rashee Rice to number 4. And everybody else can stay in the same pecking order they're in. So it's a nice little take that they put out, but I'm really putting it off the cusp of threats and not stats. It's the rankings for this year. It don't go off stats. It go off potential is what I get it. So that's my take on that. Let's go to the last take. The last take I have is Arch Manning and Shedeur. And I'm going to put my stuff to the side because it's really just me off the top of my head. And you guys can just comment if you want to comment, agree if you want to agree, disagree if you don't agree. So my thing is with Arch and Shedeur. You got 2 people, 2 young men that's going to, one played in college, one still playing in college, and they have names behind them. Celebrities, professionals, all pros, MVPs, they have the name behind them. Peyton Manning and Eli for Arch. Dion, the unicorn before the unicorn, Travis Hunter, the dad. And it's like this. When you get those names behind you, you have to tread lightly because it could even be real good or real bad. Now, Arch ain't getting coached by Peyton or Eli or his father, whoever it may be, because I might be misquoting this, but I don't think his father is Peyton or Eli. He's not getting coached by his father. Dion did coach Shedeur in Shiloh. They did good at Jackson State. Came to Colorado, did decent. But what you also see is the Dion antics. See, this is the thing I think should have kind of like got narrated a little bit better. Dion was known to be Dion, but certain people with good talent get tolerated. And I'm not saying Dion was tolerated everywhere, but I will say with the way Dion was carrying himself, some of that stuff people was tolerating. They couldn't do nothing with it because they never seen a player like this. He's my best defensive player of all time. I'm not even BSing you, not. I love Dion. But I know how owners, corporations are with good talent. Good talent gets you farther than bad talent and bad character. Good talent and bad character get you farther than bad talent and bad character. Bad talent don't get you nowhere. So you got to have good character. That's the only thing. That'll stretch you out longer. But good talent and bad character get you a long place. So Deion was Deion. Now, he coached both of his sons. Okay, he put them in the spotlight. Some of the stuff they was doing, getting into it with players, and then bringing stuff that was getting up under their skin and responding to certain things. That's going to happen. It's football. But when you are in the spotlight, your father was Deion Sanders, and a lot of people didn't like him. See, when you, the Michael Jordans of that nature, a lot of people giving you five, Jordan, but a lot of people don't like you when you like that. Trust me, they don't like you when you like that. So, how many people at home or in organizations in the NFL or college are not supporting Colorado or not supporting Deion or don't care for that, or either supporting him in his face and then talking behind him behind his back? The kids have to inherit that. They have to inherit that, especially in the NFL. I'm not gonna get into all the Shedeur stuff because I did that on my take for Shedeur when he was didn't go to the draft and all his interviews. I'm not getting into that. What I'm saying is, it's a way to handle yourself with a name put on you. When that name is on you, you already have a spotlight on you. So you have to conduct yourself to where you kind of throw off what they think you gonna do. What do they think you gonna do as a Shedeur or a Shiloh? Being Deion's son, be brash, be arrogant, be cocky, be outlandish, be flashy. They think you're gonna do that. So what do you do so you throw them off when you're trying to get the big bag? You don't do that. You don't do that. And on top of the performance on the field, which you can take to be what they do when they score touchdowns and they go crazy, because every player do it. You got a goddamn personal camera going around taping y'all being outlandish and going back and forth with each other with that. I'm not knocking that. I'm gonna do the same thing with my son. But if I'm trying to get my son to the next level, too much spotlight is not good sometimes. And when you got a lot of people out here in this world that don't make as much as you or in the position that you are in, kind of don't really want to put it out there like that, because some other people look at that and don't like that. That's in the bigger bag, the wealthier bag. Arch Manning, look, here's my take. Watch Arch. Arch got the name too. Arch probably gonna be celebrating when he scored touchdowns, but he ain't got no camera following him around all the goddamn day long, talking crap, being outlandish and braggadocious. Arch probably gonna be a little cocky on that field, as any player should. I'm not knocking that. You talented, you can't be a little cocky. Arrogance is what they get pissed at. So, but watch how Arch do his career as a quarterback at Texas with a name on him compared to Shedeur, how he did his name. Now, I want Shedeur to start. I think Shedeur should start. I think they did a bunch of bull crap on Shedeur's name, how they played him. He definitely was the number one pick. Now, overall, he was deserving of the number one spot on one of them 32 teams. We get why he fell where he fell. All I'm telling anybody that has a name, because Terrell Owens' son had a name, Jerry Rice's son has a name, Marvin Harris's son had a name. It's ways you do things when you have a name. You got the spotlight on you already, especially when you got a Hall of Fame father and played in the league. And it's ways you don't do things. So you could disagree with me all you want, but watch Arch Manning, and I know we're going to try to play the race card, but he can be the same outlandish. He could be Johnny Manziel. He could be Baker Mayfield if you want to put him in the middle. Johnny Manziel was the same type. He could be the same type. So watch Arch Manning. And then when he get in the league, say, damn, why Shedeur didn't get in the league? Other than everybody saying that they was in cahoots to stop him. I don't want you to put in your head. I want you to specifically see what they did on the field and what they did off the field. Let's see if Arch go to the draft or he don't. Certain ways you're supposed to handle things when you got a name from your father and he's a Hall of Fame player after you'd already played with him, played for him as a player, and he was your coach. Sometimes too much spotlight might burn you. That's my take. I'm Philly Will all day, every day. and twice on Sundays. And I'm out.